Hi everyone, my name's Phil. I'm Manager Marketing for e-Qualitas. Thanks for joining us today for our webinar on subject knowledge enhancement courses. I'm joined by Krista, who is our absolute expert on subject knowledge enhancement courses here, SKEs. So hi Krista, how are you doing?
Hi, I hope everybody's fine. Would you like me to start the presentation?
Yeah, so I mean, Krista is going to lead the presentation. She is, as I say, she's our expert here. We'll go through a good introduction of what SKEs involve, who they're for, and some of the bursary info. And then, yeah, Krista will be able to answer any questions at the end. So yeah, just feel free to write anything down if you want to pick our brains at the end of the slides here.
Great. So on the screen you should see now the session objectives. So like Phil mentioned, we're just going to cover what the SKE courses are, why do trainees want to take the SKE courses, who's eligible for the funding and bursary, what is our enrollment process, what is our course structure, and what support we can offer. So any trainee who has accepted conditional offer letter for teacher training, and it is a specific requirement for this trainee to complete the SKE course, and if their degree is not in their chosen ITT subject and awarded in the previous 5 years, they will be eligible for the DFE funding that will cover the cost of the SKE course. So it might be that, yeah, the trainee just got some confidence in the subject area and they might be asked to complete the SKE before they can start their teacher training. So at the moment, we offer the short SKE courses, which are 8 and 12 week long, and we have SKE courses in English, maths, biology, chemistry, and physics.
I think to give an example, we had we're sharing some case studies at the moment on the website about a maths teacher who did our teacher apprenticeship in the last 12 months, who was coming to that from a finance background. So she had excellent knowledge of maths, but her school felt that the curriculum knowledge she might need to be so more au fait with the curriculum before becoming a maths teacher might benefit from an SKE. So she was able to do that and receive funding because she was doing it as a conditional part of her initial teacher training. So that, yeah, it's something we can send through and something to have a look out for on our website, that we've got sort of case study of that, just to show exactly how that SKE was beneficial and exactly the sort of, yeah, it's just one of the kinds of teacher that might benefit from it, really.
Yeah, and yeah, so it would be up to the ITT provider who kind of gives the reason why the trainee needs to complete the SKE course. So like you mentioned now, so although she had like some sort of, you know, maybe a similar degree, but yeah, there was just some gaps why the provider would ask the trainee to complete the SKE. So also since October, ITT providers also should provide the SKE providers with a short summary of the trainees' subject knowledge gap. But yeah, so on the screen you will see the most common reasons why trainees would be asked to complete the SKE course, and like before mentioned, so their degree is either from long time ago or isn't in the subject that they would like to teach, or they might have professional experience in the subject but don't have a degree in that chosen subject. So next we're going to cover who's eligible for the bursary. So anybody who does not have the QTS, and obviously they also have to have a conditional offer letter to get the funding from the DFE. Sorry, not from the DFE, from the ITT providers, should be eligible for the funding that covers the costs. And then trainees who have a qualification of UK Honours Degree classification 2-2 or above, or equivalent to that. Also, trainees who have a third-class degree and also holds a master's degree might be eligible to get the bursary. meets the requirements of the home or EU status, and to receive the bursary, trainee needs to complete the SKE course before they start their ITT. So if at any point the SKE runs alongside the ITT course, you won't receive the SKE bursary. Also, the SKE bursary is £175 per week. So next, we're just going to go quickly through our enrollment process. So we do have courses starting every Monday. Usually the trainee will complete our enrollment form on our website. The form comes to me. If the trainee has provided me with all the necessary information, I then would send an email to the ITT provider asking them to verify the trainee's eligibility. As soon as that is done, I will also need a copy of trainee's passport, offer letter, and degree certificate. And then when we have the verification and all the documents, we review the documents. If everything is fine, we will submit the claim to the DFP and issue the trainee with the login details to our LMS, and they will be able to start the course on the closest Monday. So we do tend to move quite quickly with our enrollment. There is nothing very difficult, and obviously for our commercial trainees usually who are self-funded, would just have to make the first payment, and then we will be able to issue that specific trainee with the login details.
I think that's one of the things that's sort of quite appealing about the way we run our SKEs, is that they are, because they're sort of very modular, they're kind of, there is an ability to start them each week. Isn't that right, Krista, that they start on every Monday because a module will start and be able to welcome a new student?
Exactly. So you don't have to like wait a month or two until you can start. So the flexibility that we kind of offer, that you can start any Monday, I think is one of the main reasons why a lot of do tend to come to us, because they can start the course quite quickly. So when the trainee is enrolled on our LMS, they will be asked to complete the subject knowledge audit, and we'll have a quick call with their SKE tutor to discuss any subject gaps and what they want to improve, and then they can start their week 1. So now we can have a quick look through the trainee's journey. So as I mentioned before, the trainee completes the SKE and goes through the handbook in induction module. Later, trainee will have an induction call with the tutor as well, so you can kind of as well get to know this person. So I think although our course is 100% online, I think a lot of people do like that interaction with the live person. So you will have as well that support from your SKE tutor with, if you do have any questions, you can always go. And obviously that's why we do as well these little introduction calls, just so you can get to know your tutor and feel more free to just contact them, if there are any questions about the SKE course or just any subject related questions. Trainees should spend around 25 hours per module and have 1 week to complete each module. If it was agreed that trainee would do the SKE course part-time, then it would be 2 weeks to complete each module. For our commercial trainees, we do actually give access for a bit longer time that they can complete the SKE. This is purely based on that when the trainees on our funded course, there is usually, they should finish the SKE course before they start the ITT, so we're a little bit more stricter with the times. But with our commercial trainees, we're a bit flexible with the time when they complete the SKE course. So at the end of each module, there will be a short assessment that trainee needs to submit, and it will be marked by your tutor. The assessment consists of just a couple questions, and trainee have to answer all of the questions to a satisfactory level. If for any reason tutor does mark not yet satisfactory, the tutor will provide you with the constructive feedback and some extra materials if needed, and you will need to resubmit the question so it's to a satisfactory level. So when the trainee completes the last module, they will again ask to complete the SKE form and feedback form. And as soon as all the modules are completed to satisfactory level and we have the SKE and feedback form, LMS will automatically issue you with the certificate.
And I think in the case of the funded SKEs, is it right that feedback would then be shared with the school or the head teacher of the school, or as well in that instance?
I will cover that a little bit later, but yes, we will do update for the funded trainees. We do updates to the ITT providers about the trainee progress.
That's fair enough. No, it's me skipping ahead. Sorry, Krista. I know it's something that I've talked to a head teacher about recently. It's me coming off the back of meeting with the school. Apologies.
No worries. So, okay. Before I go to the support, what we offer, I'm just going to quickly go through the structure of our SKE course. So as I mentioned before, each module is designed after the study time of 25 hours, which is a requirement by DFE. So each module consists of e-learning module, which is kind of interactive presentation with little quizzes in it. And so you can test your subject knowledge as you go. Then there's going to be self-directed study tasks, which are learning activities that provide further insight into the specific topic. And there will be a mix of worksheets, videos, articles, and other assets that allows trainees to apply what they have learned. And then there's also going to be a reflective practice, which is just a series of questions or ideas to consider and reflect on. And then the final one is teacher facilitation tools, which are the sample sessions that outlines how each learning objective can be delivered in the classroom with the practical teaching strategies and ideas to support meaningful learning for their pupils. So I think next we have actually a short screen record of the LMS. So we just wanted to basically show you how easy it is to use our learning management system. It is very straightforward, and again, like, I think that is one of the things that our trainees do like it, because it's so straightforward, and you know, you don't have to spend hours to like just figuring out how to use it. So as soon as you log in, you will see the courses that you're enrolled in. So you just kind of click on the course, and then you will be able to go through each module. So for the funded trainees, it will show the dates when you need to complete each module. So yeah, you just kind of just go and click on each resource. So here we are on the e-learning module, which is the interactive presentation. And again, you just kind of click through everything and go through all the slides. And then on the slides, there's going to be questions and little quizzes in it.
And this is where you submit your assessments as well, all within this module?
Yes. So, oh, I started play again. So yeah, it's just kind of, you log in, you see all the modules there, click through everything. It's very straightforward and easy to use.
Yeah, it's just linked from our homepage. So you'll see some buttons on the top. There's one for the teaching apprenticeship, and then one next to it for the SKE login at the top.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Right. So the support that we provide. So trainees will have their designated SKE tutor, who is the subject specialist, and they will provide the trainee with tailored feedback on their assessment. And obviously, if the trainee has any questions, trainee can contact the tutor either via email or at the end of each module, they are submitting module integration, which I will go in a little bit. So like I said before as well, although it's 100% online, if you need, you know, that one-to-one support, we can arrange that. So you can go through the topic with the tutor. So at the end of each module, trainees are asked to submit module integration. This is a great opportunity for trainee to reflect on what they have learned, and if there are any areas in which they feel they might need additional help, they can put that on the module integration. And obviously the tutor is looking through if they have like extra resources that they can give, then they will put that in a feedback, and we go through them as well, just to see as well if there's any further improvements that, you know, we might want to add into the course. So also as part of the module integration, trainees are usually asked to produce session plans and teaching strategies on how they would deliver each learning objective in the classroom. So this again is a great opportunity to get a little bit creative and think how you would deliver each learning objective that was covered in that specific module in the classroom. And then yeah, for the ITT provider, so every trainee who is on the funded course, we will send monthly reports to the ITT provider with their training progress. So the ITT provider will be able to see whether the trainee is on the track with the course, and also will be able to see any comments from the tutor, and if there are any areas where the trainee did especially well, or if there are any concerns and might need extra support. So we kind of do liaise with the ITT providers to make sure that trainee is getting the best out of it.
Yes, apologies. That was the bit I skipped ahead on, everybody. So that's, yeah, as I mentioned, I'd met with the school a week or two ago, and yeah, it was actually a teaching apprentice who'd done the maths subject knowledge enhancement, and she had really explained that she had a good amount of support from the maths SKE tutor, and I actually was lucky to speak to the head teacher at that school, who was explaining to me that he was really impressed at the feedback that they got from that from the tutor throughout the SKE. So yeah, apologies, I skipped ahead on that one, Krista, but thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, I think it's quite important for the ITT providers to obviously see their training progress and make sure that they do actually complete the SKE before they can start their teacher training. Obviously, it has been made as a condition, and you don't want to like any trainee to fall behind with their SKE. So yeah, I think these reports are quite important for the providers to just make sure that the training can start.
That confidence that the new teacher has the subject knowledge, I think it certainly
also
builds.
If there is any like additional help that if the trainee needs, then obviously the school or the provider, you know, will make sure later on as well to kind of cover those things with the trainee. All right, so at the end, when the trainee has completed the SKE, they will receive this lovely certificate that confirms that the trainee has completed the SKE. We also will send the completion report to the ITT provider. This will include a summary of the trainee's progress and the statement from the trainee's tutor highlighting where the trainee did very well and where the trainee might need additional support during their teacher training. So we do monthly reports just to kind of update the providers or the schools with the training progress, and at the very end we also issue a longer report that does have the summary of the how the basically trainee did on their SKE course. And I think this is end of our mini presentation. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the chat, and I can have a look at them and answer any questions. Okay, let me see. So I can see there is a question from Mirza. I do apologize if I do pronounce it wrong. So I'm interested in maths and going to apply next week. So can I start next week or need to wait for the offer? So unfortunately, for us to be able to claim the funding, you need to have the offer, and the offer has to say that you need to complete the SKE course before you can start your teacher training. So yeah, the right thing would be just wait till you get your offer, and then obviously we can enroll you to our course if you have all the paperwork. I'm a master's in education. I assume the offer that you're waiting is for the to get the qualified teacher status. And like before, like I mentioned before, if you do have a master's degree and a third class degree, you still might be eligible to get the bursary as well. Are there exams after an SKE? There are no exams as part of the SKE, so you will have a short assessment after each module that are marked by your tutor, but there's not going to be like a big final exam that you need to complete. So you complete as short assessments as you go.
Yes, one bit of the LMS we couldn't show was any of the assessment questions, but yeah, that's something that you do in there, isn't it? It's all within the LMS.
And then getting a job seeker allowance as well. I'm not quite sure if that's a question. If you can add anything else to that, Mirza? Okay. Okay, so I received my SKE enrollment email. I have my logins for the SKE maths course. My ITT starts 1st of September. When do I start receiving my SKE bursary? So I believe you have enrolled with us. I feel like I recognize the name. Yeah, if you email me after this call, I can forward you the form, or my colleague Sarah is gonna usually forwards the form when she has submitted the claim to the DFE. I want to say I feel like I enrolled you only today. But yeah, you will start receiving bursaries after each satisfactory grade you get in each module. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. But yeah, my colleague Sarah is going to be emailing you the form asking for your bank details to make sure that we have your account details where you can receive the bursary, but you don't really need to do anything. So as soon as you receive the form, we submit the claim to the DFE, and we kind of take care of that part, so you don't kind of have to worry about it. But yeah, you will get bursary for every satisfactory grade as you go. So then we have Tegan. I had an offer from a SKE, and 2 days later I received an invitation to webinar. Have they signed me up? I wouldn't be able to say, so I can kind of answer only the questions about the SKE course. This might be if you're doing teacher training with e-Qualitas, I can definitely check in after this call with one of my colleagues to see if what is the progress of your application, and ask somebody to get back to you. I believe you don't have enrollment forms with us for the actual SKE course yet, but yeah, I can definitely check in after this call with one of my colleagues. Interested in SKE for now. So I'm really interested in the SKE program, but I want to ask if the organizers can serve as a sponsor for an international candidate. Unfortunately, we don't offer any bursaries ourselves, so only the trainee teachers who are about to start the teacher training are eligible for the DFE funding that would cover the costs of the SKE course. There's no funding options available who getting a job seeker. As far as I'm aware, there isn't, at least not directly with us. That's not something we would offer. If probably you would need to seek, I don't know if there's a job boards or who might, you know, offer that kind of option for you to like just kind of as part of your self-development. I'm not 100% sure. That's probably, yeah, something that needs to be looked in, but we as a company don't really offer that. Do I get paid to do the SKE course? So if you have a conditional offer letter that says that you need to complete the SKE course before you can start the teacher training, and if you as well meet all the eligibility for the bursary criteria, which is you have to have a 2.2 or above in your bachelor's degree, then you most likely will be eligible to get the bursary, which is £175 per week.
One thing I can do after this webinar is I'll send out a link with all of the pages about SKE on our website. We've got some really comprehensive stuff about you know, the eligibility criteria for the bursary, and also for schools and ITT providers, the eligibility for the DFE funding as well.
Yeah. So I can see you said I'm training to be a teacher. So if I believe that means that you have already started the teacher training, which means it wasn't a condition for you to complete the SKE course, so you most likely won't be eligible to receive the funding or the bursary for the SKE. So it's only for the training teachers who needs to complete the SKE before they can start their training. Can you complete more than one SKE, or is it limited to only carrying out one? So if you're self-funded, you can complete, you know, all of them if you want. For the DFE funding, it usually is going to be just one, and it's going to be in your ITT chosen subject. So it wouldn't, like, if your chosen subject is maths, you won't be eligible to do the SKE course in English. Okay. Are there might be any other questions? I believe I have gone through all of them, but I will give another minute or two. If you have any other questions, please do submit. I'm happy to answer them. And obviously, I will just move to next slide so you can also see my contact details. Yeah, so it's ske@equalitas.co.uk, so you can drop me an email. I'm more than happy to answer any further questions or arrange one-to-one calls after this call just to go through any other questions. So how much is self-funded, please? So it will depend which course you wanna do. So again, if you email me in which subject you're interested, I can send you an overview and the pricing list for the course. This program is not meant for overseas candidate. I actually need SKE in maths, and I'm an overseas candidate. So the self-funded course, like I mentioned before, anybody can really do. So you just need to pay for the course, and we will be able to give the access. My probably question would be like, if you're in overseas, whether you're working for a British school, what will be the reason you want to do the SKE, because SKE does cover the national curriculum of the GCSE. So, but yeah, you still would be able to do it, the self-funded course.
Great. I think we've probably had quite a few questions. If, as I say, if anyone wants to email any more, if you do think of them. But thanks, Krista. That's been really useful. Thanks for answering, a lot of questions there. So thanks everybody. Thanks for submitting those as well.
Great. And yeah, I believe you will send as well like a quick email after this session for everybody who joined the webinar with just more details and yeah, how you can contact us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We've kept a video of the webinar too, so we'll be able to put that online and share that with you. But yeah, as I say, any more questions, just get in touch. Krista, as you've probably gathered, is definitely our expert here on SKE courses, so she'll have an answer if you do have any questions that come up. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.